Yeah. So episode 2, this is actually the one episode I feel like I really didn't like, mainly because it was side questy without really a ton of like character development. It's kind of like random shooting at the spiders.
I agree. I also didn't really like this one. I mean, it was done well. It was just like it's that one filler episode.
Yeah.
I
I
Um
have
think
to.
our only big thing is we see the X-wings come in and then let him off at the end. That was really
yeah,
cool to see how they have that line of like they're not just going to arrest him to arrest him. They
exactly. Yeah.
looked at the story, and I think that shows how they kind of differ from the Empire's rule.
Yeah.
I will say this for the that episode. I liked that it was side questy because I think that a lot of people are like, just give me Grogu's Jedi Master, give me Ahsoka, give me Boba Fett, and they wanted that in like episode 2, right? They wanted it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the nice things about the Mandalorian is, one, there's a lot more content. I mean, there's already been more time of the Mandalorian, um, than there is in like a whole trilogy of movies, right? There's already been more content, and so they have the space to sort of take a breather, establish some world building, because those characters not only ended up becoming important because they've decided that there's going to be a Rangers of the New Republic spin-off, but also it helps establish the world. It helps bring the New Republic and make it more real, even as the New Republic isn't all that involved in the Outer Rim.
Right.
Also, the spiders brought in horror elements, and I dislike horror immensely, but I love horror elements within Star Wars. I think that as long as it doesn't go too far, having that sort of edge of the galaxy is really a dangerous place is a very nice thing to do. So I liked a lot of the things that they did in there. Was it side questy? Yes, but at the same time, that is actually something that I like. So
I think I was just really uncomfortable because Grogu kept eating the eggs.
That made me
And I
sick.
know they weren't
Yeah, yeah.
fertilized, but it was just like I was like, "Oh my god, stop. Oh my god, stop."
I know.
No, no, no. That is not food. Don't do that again.
Anyone? I think he's like, I mean, he doesn't talk, but he's like 5-ish. If it's like linear with him and Yoda being about a 90-year-old man, right? So, I mean, if anybody's ever had a 5-year-old in their life, I have a little brother, and I remember when he was little and I was, in high school, you can't tell them anything, right? They're just gonna keep doing it. It's like, oh, that Nintendo Switch is mine, actually. That's kind of how they are, and I could totally see him doing something like that. So yeah, it was kind of, and when he ate the spider, I cringed immensely. But I think it's nice that it kind of still establishes Grogu as a kid who eats what he wants to eat.
Yeah. Yeah, and it was especially uncomfortable because that it's like the last of their species. So if he eats all of them, then they're like the species is gone.
That would be uncomfortable for sure.
Yeah.
It's mild genocide.
Yeah. All right,
That's definitely why I was stressed out watching it. It was still good, done well. It was awesome to see another species because I
Mhm.
always like to see new species in Star Wars. I think at some point people might think, "Oh, there's too many," but I think it's fun.
Never too many.
And wasn't Dave Filoni one of the pilots? I think.
He was.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can't remember the other actor's name, but I think there's a show, some Canadian show that a friend of mine watches, like Kim's Convenience or something like that,
Yeah.
that he plays in. So a friend of mine actually texted me and was like, dude, I love this character, like the actor, because he's in one of my favorite comedies. So I thought that was really cool that they kind of brought somebody in who's known for a different kind of work. You know what I mean?
I think the
Oh,
frog lady was from Kim Convenience too. I'm not 100% sure, but I think I heard that.
what did y'all think of them saying, "May the Force be with you," and also with you?
May the force be with you. And also with you.
Honestly, I enjoyed that, like, Luke is like the hero of the rebellion, and now he's one of the heroes of the New Republic, right? The sort of quasi-religious nature of it really is kind of interesting to me. And if I can, as like the political philosophy nerd in me, always thinks about how about how the rebellion has a sort of quasi-religious side to it. It's obviously inspired by, you know, the Vietnamese. George Lucas was making Star Wars very Vietnam focused because of when he created it at first. But they're also, you know, as we have more and more elements of the rebels being explored, we can kind of see how they grow and change in Rogue One. And all this just to say, it's really interesting how, you know, Jyn Erso's whole rebellions are built on hope becomes a rallying cry for them, and how May the Force be with you becomes a rallying cry for them. So it has a political and a religious connotation. I think it's really neat.
I actually liked it for kind of like the opposite reason, which is it's just kind of like, it's kind of cool that like it shows like quote unquote smaller people, like not like Luke or Leia or whoever, like, you know, those type of people, like people who don't know what the Force is still say it, even though they don't quite know what it means. So I just kind of like enjoy, it was like kind of funny, like, may the Force be with you. I guess it's just like something you say, even though they don't know what the Force is.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is something that's said in the rebellion as a whole that becomes one of their things, because we do see it said in Rebels by like Mon Mothma, who obviously becomes a big part as we see in the original trilogy.
Yeah. So that wraps things up for this review. Overall, the three of us are kind of split on this one. Ashleigh and I don't like it very much. Jacob does. The next couple of videos I'm working on are Wonder Woman 84 review and Doctor Who Revolution of the Daleks review, and of course the rest of this season. Thanks so much for watching. I hope to see you next time. Stay Shui.